Hey, Bougie Gang, it's lunchtime. What's going on? How's everybody doing? I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone had a good one. This weekend is a blur. It really is. We went to see Wicked. I told you guys that. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It's not for everyone. Why would I say that? Because some people don't like things about like witchery and things like that. It doesn't bother me because it's a movie. You know what I'm saying? It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was beautifully done. It was aesthetically pleasing. It was interesting, and it was just good to see something different. And it was nice to be out of the house and people outside the house for a nice fun event. And kids out having fun with their other friends and family and all of those things. Just overall, it was nice to be out with my family and enjoying seeing people out with their families type thing, right? And it also really started to feel like the holiday season and just kind of another year going by. Farrah's getting a little older and all of those things. It was a nice weekend. Um that's it. This video. So yesterday I was over at Kathy's from Gossip Rumor and Innuendo, and that was so much fun. I got to meet Tanika's 2 cents, which I like her just as much as I did like not having a chance to ever talk to her before. She's so nice. And then I met someone new, Brandy. Her channel's called The 13th Juror, and she does a lot of stuff. So go check out Kathy. And from there, I think she shared the links. You'll be able to find everybody. Tanika did a lot and does a lot on Sarah Boone. So very cool. Brandy does a lot on everything. So Karen Reed, Laura Shiver, all the things. Very interesting. Um, it was a nice evening. During that, PCFP dropped a video and I was like, oh my God, I miss it. So I went I dipped in for like a second and then I dipped back out because I was actually live. So I didn't want to like get lost and not, you know what I mean, obviously not be present in the moment because I was actually doing a live stream. But I wanted to show my support on the premiere. And this video did not disappoint. So it got me like into the files, like, okay, what's going on here? Because at this time, was Crail even his attorney yet? Because on October 31st, 2022, Bimal Chopra went to court for him. That was the first bail hearing with Judge Manning. I was like, it had me doing some research. So I went to the files and I see the notice of entry. The entry, it's called entry/notice of appearance when the lawyers basically clock in on the case. You too. Ooh, baby. Um, and I don't know when he fired Patterson, like what the date was, but the entry for Bamal, now that doesn't necessarily mean like the day it was filed was the day that he actually became, because I've seen entries filed like maybe they were filed at a certain point, but it makes it to the full docket. Let me see when Bamal's was it was clocked in. Well, on the date and the date it was clocked in. Because look at this. What's the date of this call? Hold on. That's what got me. I was like, what is going on here? So this was the 12th, right? The date of the call in question that premiered last night was November 12th, 2022. So 2 years ago. And I was like, what? Okay. Bamal entry 1116, because he had that public defender for like a hot minute, Lisa Pinto. That was one of the public defenders. On 1116, State of Georgia, Ernest Williams comes now undersigned and enters this his entry of appearance in the above listed case for the defendant and requests the Honorable Clerk of Courts regarding list counsel as counsel of record regarding the above listed defendant, Bamal and Bamal Chopra. So, State versus Ernest comes now, requests the Honorable Clerk of Court list counsel as counsel of record regarding the above listed defendant. And this was on the 16th day of November, 2022. Crail puts his entry appearance. That's his. Where's Crail's? Let me find Crail. I was like, I'm confused. I really am. And then he's sitting up there talking cray. And we know Sonya put in a bad review on Crail. Maybe she did one on Bamal too. I'm not sure, but this is girl. Okay, so on this one, this was filed 12/19, right? December 12th, 2022. Entry of appearance and notice of substitution comes now Crail Lewis and states that he is the lead attorney for the defendant, so named in the style of this instrument. Counsel further states that he substitutes out all other counsel for defendant having heretofore entered in representation of the defendant, and that was December 19th, 2022. It's like Nesto, I don't know if he was just talking to everybody and anybody, but he officially is on record with Crail as of December 19th. He is on record with Bamal on damn official in the system November 16th, 2022. But right here, girl, in good old Judge Manning's court on what date? October 31st, Halloween 2021. Hold on a second. Girl, hold on. Do I have it as the biggest it can be? Okay. Bamal is down here in the corner. Can y'all see that? Bamal's down there in the corner. And this is October 31st. Jonathan Salmon is right there in the corner. Jonathan Salmon's right there in the bottom, in the middle, and Bamal is right there. And that's October 31st, 2022. So, which would be 2 weeks after, would be 2 weeks before this phone call, but 4 days after Bamal files paperwork. So, please tell me I didn't miss the live from the visit, not handle those charges. I'm not sure. And the CP charges hit and Crail could not handle those charges. I missed your comments. I wasn't looking. I was trying to handle. Crail did not know what level of foolishness. Do you guys want to listen to this real quick before we listen to the call? Let's listen to this. Let's entertain. I'm gonna do Chef's Choice. We've listened to this a couple of times. I guarantee you there's someone here for lunch today that has not seen this. Let's listen to it with minimal interruption. And let's go. Okay, let's listen to it with minimal and okay. I feel like it's important. Hold on. I feel like it's important because we've gone back in time and it's been 2 years since this occurred. Okay. Every time I want to say occurred, it always reminds me of Kanye saying insecure. It occurred so long ago, I think it's worth a watch. Okay. And your eyes are not deceiving you. You are seeing Matt Shard on the screen. Famed YSL Shannon Stillwell's attorney is sitting right there, right over Bimal Chopra. Not that that has anything to do with anything other than Max is booked and busy. Okay. But Max Shard is in the house. And this is Judge Manning. This is October 31st, 2022. Um, baby, let's just get into it. Let's watch it. This is this is his first bail hearing. Okay.
10500. It's a
Let me go back just a little
on the
bit.
22 CP 2105.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, counsel.
Yes, Judge, and let me know if my connection is off. But on the 22 CP 210500, it's a theft by deception. The defendant was going to sell.
Wait, Nesto is right there in the top corner. You guys see him? Put some ones in the chat, please. Max is getting his coins, okay? Baby, getting his coins in his bags. Nesto's top right-hand corner, okay? The person next to Nesto looks like he's praying, all right? His lawyer, Bimal, is down in the bottom corner, and you see the highlight green. That is Jonathan Salmon, and he's going to be talking that talk, okay?
Basically promised to sell this woman's car. I want to just point out in the record, we have the defendant was going to basically promised to sell this woman's car. I want to just point out in the record, we have the victim, obviously in that case, because he just took the car. It's not a harmless crime, one to her, but then the person he sold it to was arrested in a different county for the stolen car that our victim reported as stolen. So someone was arrested because of his fraud. In the 22 CP 211078, the conspiracy that happened is a dispossessory hearing in Fulton County Magistrate Court, where the defendant, you may have heard facts about this last week, involving a co-defendant, Erica Hughley, Erica King, multiple false names, but where they were defrauding the court, impersonating a lawyer, April Holloway. As part of that fraud, there was false statements, identity fraud, impersonating a lawyer in court. There's a second case, also in Fulton County Magistrate Court, that's 22 CP 212559, where it was a warrant application hearing where, again, he was conspiring to defraud the court, identity fraud, filing false documents, false statements, impersonating an attorney in court. He has two indicted cases, 22 SC 184402. It's a theft of services case. Ended up getting work done on a Dodge Charger and not paying for it. And a 22 SC 184403, a theft by taking case. He promised a individual to help him purchase a house and get him an 800 credit score, and just went off with his money. Both those cases, those victims were veterans, and one of the cases was a disabled veteran. As far as his criminal history, 19 cycles, as pretrial said, just going back all the way to 1988 with a felony theft. These are only convictions that I'm listing. 1988, a felony theft by receiving. 1991, theft by taking felony and a theft by receiving felony. Also in 1989, a theft by taking felony. In 1990, an armed robbery, a theft by taking, a theft by receiving, and firearm by convicted felon conviction. 1991, a theft by taking and theft by receiving conviction. False name in 92, abandonment of minor child in 92, an armed robbery conviction in 1992, and a false statements conviction in 2006, along with a felony bank fraud out of the feds in 2005. He's also had 2 FTAs and a probation violation. Along with the current open cases in Fulton County, there's warrants out of California for the defendant. They also involve stolen cars that he brought, the reports mentioned, bringing into the state of Georgia. He also has a a warrant out of McDonough as well, Henry County, for theft involving a car. He uses many aliases, has 6 socials used by him, at least 5 different date of births. Your Honor, going through the factors, I mean, in the fraud in the court, the police ended up raiding his home and they found fraudulent notary seals, superior court stamps, law firm documents. And this investigation has been growing, and it's ultimately looking like it's going to be a racketeering indictment by our office, which is the reason we have been unable to indict it as of yet, because we keep on finding more fraud that the defendant's committed. Your Honor, the state police, given his history, he's one, a likelihood to reoffend, commit new felonies, endanger persons and property in the community. He's between the FDAs and some of his jail calls where he's mentioned wanting to leave the state. The state believes he's a high likelihood to fail to reappear. Influencing witnesses, as far as that factor, as far as when the state's been interviewing his victims, many of them have expressed great fear of him. Your Honor, in short, the state believes he's a significant danger to reoffend and a significant risk of failing to appear. Therefore, the state's, as far as what the state believes a reasonable bond should be, $30,000 cash only for each charge, as part of bond conditions that he's not to leave the state of Georgia, that he's to surrender his passport within 24 hours of release, that he have an ankle monitor and be on house arrest, that he's have no contact with Melody Scretchen, his and then Erica Hughley, or Erica King, his co-defendant, and along with Sheridan Strawberry, and that he's not to associate or reside with any known felons. Your Honor, I do believe just it's not on the calendar, but the 22 CP 212559, I had it as also scheduled for today. So I thought there was going to be a total of 8 warrants, and I was going to ask for a $30,000 cash only on each. However, we need to have a separate bond hearing for that.
Yeah, that one's got a $20,000 split bond. There's no bond on 3 counts and 10 apiece on another one. For some reason, it wasn't on this one. Mr. Chopra, is he going to be? Where's he going to be living?
Your Honor, wherever you tell him to live. If you
All right, but not in Fulton County, right?
Understood. And
all right,
we understand the monitor too. I will ask though, I respect what the state is saying, but to a limited extent, they're offering evidence in this matter that I don't have access to. His last conviction is 2006. We have all of these allegations about a stolen car and notary seals, but I believe that's the conspiracy issue. Judge, cash bond would serve as no bond for a person in this position. We would ask that we give the extra layer. Using a surety usually gives the court a lot more assurance that a person will show up. Those bounty hunters have a lot more authority than anyone else I've run across.
all right. No further contact with Shirley or Sharon Strawberry or Erica Hughley, Hugley. Surrender your passport immediately to.
You see where the no contact with Shirley came in, and Bamal never checked her on that. He's looking down on a piece of paper right now. And she said Sharon, but I guess she meant Sheridan. Yeah, Max Shard's there. It's interesting because look at who's there too. You see the you might not be able to see, but further down, let me see who is that? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go further down and see, just because I was thinking that was someone else, but I'm not sure if that's who I think it is. Anyway, girl, let's go back just a little bit more. Hold on. Did we miss anything when they first called this case? I feel like
the victim, obviously, in that case, because he just took the car.
I think we got it from the beginning.
The defendant in this case.
Commit and theft by deception.
Okay. We missed a little bit. Let me go a little bit further back.
one arrest in Georgia, 1 arrest in Kentucky, 59, conspiracy, theft of services, deposit account fraud, 22 S84, 5519 in Georgia. One arrest in Georgia, Ernest Williams.
July the 8th. Trial.
Hold on.
No bond as of July the 8th. Trial.
Judge, in regards to Mr. Ernest Williams, multi-state offender, one arrest in Georgia, 1 arrest in Kentucky, 19 in Georgia. Open case 22 CP 212559, conspiracy to commit a felony, 5 counts, 22 SC 184 402, theft of services, deposit account fraud, 22 SC 184 403, theft by taking and theft by deception. He has 5 felony convictions in Georgia and 1 in Kentucky for bank fraud. Nothing further.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Chopra.
I gotta tell you, Judge, I've been trying for 90 days to even get on a calendar. Frankly, we're just asking for the court to set a reasonable bond that can be made by surety, whatever other considerations the court may want. Fortunately, and I do mean fortunately, these are relative white collar offenses. The allegations are conspiracy to commit and theft by deception. There should not be any fear that
The person who was speaking that you couldn't see was the clerk. So that was the clerk reading off what the charges were. And then the judge lets the attorneys on either side, the ADA and then the defense attorney speaks. That was just the clerk.
he's going to physically harm anyone.
And I went back because I was like, I don't think I started from the beginning. That's how Shirley ended up on the no contact order, but it was later clarified. It was clarified, I think, at least twice. For some reason, it just stayed as a no contact for some reason, even though it was stated that things were okay at the time. But obviously, we know things weren't amazingly okay. If you're just now coming in, we're playing this because this call that came up, I just felt like this was the bail hearing close around this time. Bimal Chopra had showed up, even though Bimal Chopra was not on the record as his attorney yet. I showed the document when he made his first appearance. So a first appearance in the docket. Let me see. Bimal shows up in the docket as of November 16th, even though on October 31st, he showed up for Nesto. As you can see here in this particular hearing, Crail signed in as his attorney on this day, December 19th, 2022. I wanted to play these before we listen to that phone call just to add some additional context. Really, I think I've seen this hearing 5-6 times, but at the end of the day, every time I watch it, I hear something different. So I thought this would be helpful. So let's go back to this. Let's finish this up and then let's get into the call.
I do realize that there's a number of allegations. However, all by themselves, they are still just a number of allegations.
All right. What says the state?
Yes, Judge Jonathan Salmon for the state. The defendant, I'm going to first take you through his cases, then his history, and then as part of my argument. As far as the cases he's here on, 22 CP 210500, it's a theft by deception where he ended up telling, basically the fraud is nonstop with the defendant. In this case,
So, Mr. Ullman, you're either I'm free or you're free.
Can you hear me now, Judge?
Is it me that's freezing or is it him that's freezing?
It might be me. Can you hear me now?
Judge Manning, it was all you.
I can. Madam Court Reporter, is it cutting out for you?
He sounded okay, but it did start cutting out just a little bit at the end there.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, counsel.
Yes, Judge, and let me know if my connection is off. But on the 22 CP 210500, it's a theft by deception. The defendant was going to sell, basically promised to sell this woman's car. I want to just point out in the record, we have the victim, obviously in that case, because he just took the car. The it's not a harmless crime, one, to her, but then the person he sold it to was arrested in a different county for the stolen car that our victim reported as stolen. So someone was arrested because of his fraud. In the 22 CP 211078, the conspiracy that happened is a dispossessory hearing in Fulton County Magistrate Court, where the defendant, you may have heard facts about this last week, involving a co-defendant, Erica Hughley, Erica King, multiple false names, but where they were defrauding the court, impersonating a lawyer, April Holloway. As part of that fraud, there was false statements, identity fraud, impersonating a lawyer in court. There's a second case, also in Fulton County Magistrate Court, that's 22 CP 212559, where it was a warrant application hearing where, again, they were he was conspiring to defraud the court, identity fraud, filing false documents, false statements, impersonating an attorney in court.
Look at this guy's face down here on the left, second one up over the lady with the plain haircut. He is trying to not laugh so hard. If you're going to pay attention to anybody, this guy right here is hilarious. He's really trying not to laugh. He's listening. And this one too is kind of like giving an oh shit face. It's kind of funny. Hold on a second. Let me just, where you can see this guy is actually like laughing
to defraud
right
court,
here.
Identity fraud, filing false documents, false statements, impersonating an attorney in court. He has two indicted cases, 22 SC 184402. It's a theft of services case. Ended up getting work done on a Dodge Charger and not paying for it. And a 22 SC 184403. A theft by taking case. He promised a individual to help him purchase a house and get him an 800 credit score, and just went off with his money. Both those cases, those victims were veterans, and one of the cases was a disabled veteran. As far as his criminal history, 19 cycles, as pretrial said, just going back all the way to 1988 with a felony theft. These are only convictions that I'm listing. 1988, a felony theft by receiving. 1991, theft by taking felony and a theft by receiving felony. Also in 1989, a theft by taking felony. In 1990, an armed robbery, a theft by taking, a theft by receiving, and firearm by convicted felon conviction. 1991, a theft by
This one back here is going like, damn, ninja. This one right here, like looking back like, really? Really, sir? You're all behind getting into all this trouble? I mean, it's lengthy. Yeah. Jonathan, I think of all, I mean, Majeski went in a couple times too, but Jonathan laid the initial smackdown on the no bond. And I'd have to find the calls from that time, but you could go back to any of, obviously through phone calls from prison. Everything is chronicled there as far as like raw calls. And October 31st, Halloween 2022, I remember him going back because this is the day before Shirley's car got seized. Okay. Remember, Shirley's car got seized November 1st, 2022, the G-Wagon, right? This is the day before, right? He came back. He was so mad. He was really, really, really mad. He was so pissed after this at Bamal. And Sonya, Sonya was trashing Bamal. But damn it, Bamal had just pretty much got on the job and got paid a whole shitload of money. So, I mean, look, these two.
Taking and theft by receiving conviction. False name in 92. Abandonment of minor child in 92. An armed robbery conviction in 1992, and a false statements conviction in 2006, along with a felony bank fraud out of the feds in 2005. He's also had 2 FTAs and a probation violation. Along with the current open cases in Fulton County, there's warrants out of
2 FTAs, 2 failure to appear, so not showing up to court, and a probation violation along with everything else.
California for the defendant. They also
Yeah, when they say abandoned, they mean back then, I guess that's how it read for child when you're behind on child support or non-payment of child support.
involved stolen cars that he brought, the reports mentioned bringing into the state of Georgia. He also has
Stolen cars brought into the state of Georgia.
A warrant out of McDonough.
Didn't I tell you
as well.
guys that I noticed? Okay, so not too long ago, I don't think we've gone over it yet, but I recently requested a warrant again from Roswell, right? Let me tell you this, guys. So I got the warrant and I noticed, I was like, this looks not that it looked different. It just, I feel like the original was like, let's say 3 pages and I got 4 pages. So immediately I was like, this is a little bit longer. Well, there was a footnote at the bottom. The G-Wagon had a false VIN number. I don't know if I told you guys that or not, but there was a fake VIN number on the G-Wagon. I don't know if I told you guys that or not, but that was a notation that there was the original VIN. Okay. There was the VIN that was present, but it was found that there was a different VIN. Okay. So, girl, I can't wait for this trial to start. It's like, hopefully it's not going to take 166 days of court, that they'll have it all laid out. I believe in Will Wooten, that he is organized and he's going to be able to lay all this nonsense out. But baby, it's my assumption. I'm assuming that based on the warrant, because God forbid I spread misinformation, but I do have a updated version of the warrant, which talks about a that there was a I forgot how they put it. I'll have to pull it and give you the exact words, but that the VIN that was displayed on the vehicle was not accurate, and through further investigation and forensic of the vehicle, they were able to find because VIN numbers are not just in the door and on the dashboard. They have them strategically placed throughout the car that are hard to get to places for people who want to do things like fraud people. And most people aren't checking underneath the vehicle or in the engine to find VIN numbers, but there are VIN numbers. Like there could be 3 or 4 VIN plates in your vehicle identifying the vehicle. So they're going to be in places that most people may not always look, the obvious, like in your door, on your dashboard, in your engine, and I'm not sure if they have it anywhere else, but I'm sure they have ways to identify key pieces and parts of the vehicle for theft, right? No, I'm not. It's not like that. Also, because there's so many people involved in YSL. I was joking.
Henry County for theft involving.
Well, we don't know he's the only defendant. There is another co-conspirator, the unidentified co-conspirator. There is Erica King, who's already been convicted, and there's an unidentified co-conspirator. They identified in one of the reports, it said unidentified co-conspirator 1, which made me think, is there unidentified co-conspirator 2 or 3? I don't know. I'm not saying that. But we do know that there is an unidentified co-conspirator that they revealed in, I think, the 3rd discovery notification, that they revealed who the unidentified co-conspirator was. I guess to Nesto. Nesto should know who it is by now because it was sent to him and Roberto.
He uses many aliases, has 6 socials used by him, at least 5 different date of births. Your Honor, going through the factors, I mean, in the fraud in the court, the police ended up raiding his home and they found fraudulent notary seals, superior court stamps, law firm documents, and this investigation has been growing.
How do you assure that your VIN number? how does one insure a car with the incorrect VIN? I don't know, because I think as long as you're buying a car from a reputable place, that's not a concern. If you are dealing with shady people, shady salespeople, buy here, pay here, auctions, any place where it's not, manufacturer to dealer potentially. I don't know, hun. I really don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had that problem, but I've always bought dealership cars and I've never had that problem. So I don't know. I don't know how would one insure I don't know. I'm gonna be really honest with you. We would have to ask someone who has had that type of problem. Um, but she says, how would one insure um so if someone has bum tags or a bum VIN, how are they going to insure it? Shady insurance company, and maybe these are going to be people who don't even get insurance. If someone is out here buying a car that has been stolen or washed, do you really let's think about it for a second. They may not care about insurance because the car don't belong to them. You know what I mean? They might just be driving it until it gets made. And once it gets made, they're done. You know what I mean?
Growing, and it's ultimately looking like it's going to be a racketeering indictment by our office, which is the reason we have.
Girl, 2 years ago. So even though Nesto knew October 31st, 2022. We've talked about this a million times.
Been unable to
Jonathan Salmon sat here and said on October 31st, 2022, 3 months after he got arrested, he was told in court in front of his lawyer this was probably going to be a racketeering. Okay.
Investigation has been growing, and it's ultimately looking like it's going to be a racketeering indictment by our office, which is the reason we have been unable to indict it as of yet, because we keep on finding more fraud that the defendant's committed. The state believes, given his history,
December is the next court appearance.
One, a likelihood to commit new felonies, endanger persons and property in the community. He's between the FDAs and some of his jail calls where he's mentioned wanting to leave the state. The state believes he's a high likelihood to fail to reappear. Influencing witnesses, as far as that factor, as far as when the state's been interviewing his victims, many of them have expressed great fear of him. In short, the state believes he's a significant danger to reoffend and a significant risk of failing to appear. Therefore, the state's, as far as what the state believes a reasonable bond should be, $30,000 cash only for each charge, as part of bond conditions that he's not to leave the state of Georgia, that he's to surrender his passport within 24 hours of release, that he had an ankle monitor and be on house arrest, that he's had no contact with Melody Scretchen, his and then Erica Hughley, or Erica King, his co-defendant, and along with Sheridan Strawberry, and that he's not to associate or reside with any known felons. Your Honor, I do believe just it's not.
Yeah, Janetta, it was Shirley's G-Wagon, and it was I'd have to pull it up. I'll find it. I just got it about a month or two ago, and I noticed that there was a new footnote on there and referenced 2 VINs and basically mentioned that there was a inaccurate VIN on the vehicle and the actual correct VIN. And I thought that was interesting. Because I was like, oh, was that one of the stolen cars from California that was brought? Or I don't know if that's the case, but it's not normal for your vehicle to have 2 VIN numbers and also noted on the police report. So it's not like, oops, they made a mistake on the VIN. It was clearly noted as if there was some sort of a fraud as it pertained to the vehicle. And I'm sure that's probably why they took it.
Calendar, but the 22 CP 212559, I had it as also scheduled for today. So I thought there was going to be a total of 8 warrants, and I was going to ask for $30,000 cash only on each. However, we need to have a separate bond hearing for that.
Yeah, that one's got a $20,000 split bond. There's no bond on 3 counts and 10 apiece on another one. For some reason, it wasn't on this one. Mr. Chopra, is he going to be? Where's he going to be living?
Your Honor, wherever you tell him to live. If you
All right,
want
just, but not in Fulton County.
After Bamal heard all that, he wasn't going to try and say a word. He was just like, look, just if he can get out, like wherever you want him to stay is. And Nesto, of all the things that happened in this hearing, for Jonathan to go on, Jonathan went on literally for like 8 minutes. Jonathan just like freestyled for literally 8 minutes. And he's mad about Bamal saying he'll live wherever you want him to live.
County, right?
Understood. And
All right.
we understand the monitor too. I will ask though, I respect what the state is saying, but to a limited extent, they're offering evidence in this matter that I don't have access to. His last conviction is 2006. We have all of these allegations about a stolen car and notary seals, but I believe that's the conspiracy issue. Judge, cash bond would serve as no bond for a person in this position. We would ask that we give the extra layer. Using a surety usually gives the court a lot more assurance that a person will show up. Those bounty hunters have a lot more authority than anyone else I've run across.
All right. No further contact with Shirley or Sharon Strawberry or Erica Hughley, Hugley. Surrender your passport immediately to Mr. Chopra, to your lawyer. You're going to have an ankle monitor paid for by the county. You can leave for court and to see your lawyer. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. Stay out of Fulton County unless you're here for court or see your lawyer. You cannot leave the state of Georgia, but you can't come to Fulton County unless you're here for court, see your lawyer. On the position 10, I'll make it 25 on each count.
So he was mad because Bamal never said like, wait, but he lives in Fulton County. Why is it that he can't come to Fulton County? You said he can't see his wife, but that's his wife. He never called that out. So those were some things that we've heard in calls where Nesto is mad, but some of that stuff started around this time, and it took a while for that to get pulled back and corrected and rectified. But that's where some of these things occurred and nobody corrected it. I wonder whether she instead of saying Sheridan, she said, if you watch Judge Manning, she's notoriously bad with names. So she kept, even in the one with Crail that we've watched, I don't know why she keeps saying Sheridan is Sharon, but she says it wrong. And actually, I think on some of the papers, if you guys remember, on the lease for Pine Grove Road, I think they they misspelled Sheridan's name maybe as Sharon or something like that. They put there was some misspelling of Sheridan's name and even Shirley's name potentially. There were some misspellings. I would have to go back and find out all of those details, but there were some misspellings, and Judge Manning is notorious for saying names wrong. She she butchers some names, put it that way. So it could be any number of errors, but to my original point, Bamal did not correct anything, and neither did Jonathan. Not that that's Jonathan's job, but Bamal certainly didn't say, well, Shirley is his wife. How you can't tell him to not be around Shirley. So look at the guy. This guy was funny the whole hearing, and I feel like I've seen his face before. Look at his this guy. Look, he's making a face.
I'll get 25 on each count.
He's like, okay,
position
yeah,
11.
That's good. His face is so familiar. I feel like I've seen him on one or two other of Nesto's hearings. But yeah, he's really listening to the proceedings, like, oh, okay, they done gave him some bail. All right, maybe my situation's not so bad.
I'll make that 15,000. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no further contact with Melody, SCRETCHEN.
Teacher.
Stay away from 7100 Suttles Drive. Stay out of Fulton County unless you're here for court or to see your lawyer. Can't leave the state of Georgia, so you can find somewhere else to live. You got to
Looking like
supply your
Father
address
Time.
to the jail when you bond out. That's part of a condition of your bond. To the prosecutor's office, you can do that through your lawyer, and you have to give it to the ankle monitoring company. 24-hour curfew except for court or see your lawyer. And the only reason you come to Fulton County is court or to see your lawyer. And you, like I said, surrender your passport to your attorney.
That's a different G-Wagon. So she had the G-Wagon. He bought her another G-Wagon. She had that G-Wagon. I forgot what they said happened to it, but she had a G-Wagon, and then there was the G-Wagon that he bought her right for her birthday, right? So if you're thinking 2022, remember the G-Wagon that got confiscated was the G-Wagon he had just purchased her for her birthday. So that's not the one. I think they gave that car back when I think she defaulted on that car. It may have gotten repossessed because she defaulted on her bankruptcy. We've gone over the bankruptcy before. The bankruptcy was not discharged. I think it was dismissed for non-payment. And I think that car actually got repossessed, the one that she purchased. Fast forward to the other G-Wagon that he had literally just bought her in 2022 for her birthday. That's the one with the false VINs.
So like to you, sir, you can leave the booth. No practicing law.
Thank you, Judge. Can you clarify if it was a cash only or surety bond?
No, that'd be a surety bond. He has no bond on the other cases. He has no bond status still on 22 CP 212559. There's bond set on 2, and then there's no bond on the other one. So, sir, no matter what, you're not.
They in the warrant, it said that when they mentioned in the warrant that he had the keys to the G-Wagon that he had purchased for her birthday. Girl, I don't know. I didn't write it. I didn't write it. I'm just remembering it. I don't know if he presented it to her on her birthday. But it was a different G-Wagon that was purchased. So if you remember when he got the money from the real estate agent, Sonya, there were some phone calls where Sonya said that he actually was consulting her about, well, she says she wants a G-Wagon and should I buy her this car and X, Y, and Z. So Sonya was trying to put herself in the time period when the G-Wagon was purchased. And I don't know. I believe that there was something with that G-Wagon, the last one that got confiscated. The one that was in the bankruptcy is not the same G-Wagon. And when he gave it to her, girl, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but the reason why they confiscated is because it was probably, there was something with it. And one of the things is that the VINs, there were multiple VINs on it. Huh. I don't think I don't think that's this one.
Not getting out. And by the way,
that is this one? Okay. Because he still had pending charges. He still had a case with no bond. So yeah.
22 CP 212559. There's bond set on 2, and then there's no bond on the other one. So, sir, no matter what, you're not getting out. And by the way, Ms. Rowe, if you put that on there, that he has if there's a hold that picks you up, you got 48 hours to have that ankle monitor placed back on your ankle upon being released.
He wasn't getting out. He has charges with that's why he was so mad.
Best of luck to you, sir. You can lay the boost.
Bye, sir.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Maurice Senior.
Do the shackle shuffle. It's the
Maurice
shackle
Senior.
shuffle.
Thank you, sir. All right, position 21. I think this might be
Girl, he's gonna go and get right on the phone with Sonya and be mad. Okay. He's gonna go get on that phone and be mad. Okay.
conflict. What says Matthew Elizabeth? Anybody know who's got this one?
Okay. All right. Okay. So I hope you guys felt like that was a good refresh. Girl, you're not getting out. He started to get some bonds, but he didn't have bonds on everything. You're not getting out. So yeah, that was very straight up and direct. I know he probably felt some type of way about that, but oh well. I mean, that was the truth, right? Why should she sit there and not tell him the truth? Okay, guys, I think I've got this in the I hope I have this in the description box. If it's not in the description box, it will be in a minute, but I think it's in there. I think I put it in before we went live. So, guys, this is the video posted yesterday by Phone Calls from Prison, a YouTube channel that we love to watch. Okay? Make sure if you want to see this in its entirety, uncut, no stopping, no talking, no nothing, go right on ahead, be my guest. All of the information is in the description box. Go ahead and get you some. Let's get into it.
In this call from November 12th, 2022, Nesto and Sonya talk about a bad review that she left for his attorney. It sounds like Nesto told his attorney that Sonya is his cousin. Take a listen.
If a man has to tell people you're his cousin, you're his friend, you're his sister, you are really like, that's bad. That's bad. You might be a side chick. If you are falling for the okie doke, you have to be someone that you're not. People have to lie about you. You might be a side chick, okay?
Please hold. Please wait while your call is being connected. Please hold. Hello. This is a collect call from
Chippy, baby, pick up.
an inmate at the Cobb County Adult Detention Facility. To accept this call, press 0. Your current balance is $22.96.
So this call is roughly 2 weeks after the hearing we just saw, right? Just to kind of put that timestamp on it. October 31st, 2022, almost 2 weeks later, not quite 2 weeks, but almost 2 weeks after this phone call. And Shirley's car obviously has been not repossessed, but seized at this moment. And okay, let's go.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, I did, but I wanted to get to this first. So we'll get to that tonight. I wanted to get to this first because I felt like it was just more relevant, like to the time period. So I thought it was interesting. But we'll get to that. I have not forgotten. I got some legal mail. And I have another visit for you guys. So we'll get to it. Maybe around like 5 or 6 or something like that. Okay.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Are you full awake?
I've been up for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. What's going on?
All right. So I got to
Okay.
talk Cody. Pay attention, please. Got something right with you.
So when he says I gotta talk Cody, so I guess in code, and then he tells her to get something to write. Did you guys ever hear him talk about anything she needed to write down? What did she ever end up writing down in this call? Shouts out to everybody on Facebook, Crystal, Sharon, Chanel. Shouts out to you guys. Thank you for hitting the like and love. I appreciate that. Take a minute to show some love to this live stream. If you have not done so already, hit the thumbs up for me. I so appreciate it.
Hold on. Yeah.
All right. So
You're so silly.
no, I got it because guess what? This week has been a better week. You make me happy, so I'm good. I'm telling you, I'm good. So now, he came and saw me. You're right. He came and saw me again this morning. He
Oh, he came this morning.
He came this morning, and he was upset. You know, we got into it, but I said, yeah, man, I just got to tell you. So he broke it down. He called the wife yesterday. I didn't know that part to the end. And he called a text, and he was complaining about what happened on his review, and he just
Go ahead.
okay. Complaining
Why
about
does she think it's funny to write bad reviews about people? Which tells, I mean, we already know she loves getting in the comment section, but why does she think, like, the past couple of weeks of hearing her trash Hannah, well, not even just the past couple of weeks, just the whole year, trashing Hannah, trashing Crail. I'm surprised she's not trashing Roberto yet. She's probably just keeping her mouth shut because she already knows that this is like, oh, we have to talk codependent. We have to talk Cody. When did he talk about? Okay, I'm just gonna listen. Because I heard him say Cody, and I was just like, all right, well, I'll listen with that ear because I was thinking when he said Cody, he meant code, but Cody, okay, codefendant makes sense. But I just didn't hear. I'm gonna listen with that ear. Okay, I'm gonna listen to hear where I heard anything about. Interesting. Okay. Full awake Cody. Anyway, okay, Shirley has had because he probably called and was like, who is this woman I'm talking to? So there was a mystery woman in the mist for a minute where Bamal probably was like, who are you talking about?
my review. I told him that
I wasn't alive.
yeah, but I told him my people gonna take it down. He said I can't work.
Okay.
He said I can't work with both. Who you want me to work with? And I just told him, I said, man, I need you to work for my cousin because she know what the fuck going on, and she know that I'm innocent, and certain shit gonna go where it go. But she is the best bet right now. Well, I can't work with both. I can't work. I said that's what you're gonna work with. You don't need to work with the other person. Leave them folk that they don't know nothing.
He's so messy as a client. So the wife is paying the bills, and I need for you to talk to my quote unquote cousin about my case.
About all this stuff. All this is scary to them. But they folk right here are ferocious. Yeah, you know what? You scared them. When I say I never seen my man shook,
I've done it before. Yeah, I did to my father's attorney before.
For real?
Yeah, my father said I put him in a hospital because he had a heart attack right after.
Well,
but I just sent him a letter. I mean, because he was bullshitting, so I sent him a letter and I told him I was gonna go to the bar association on him, and I just because he did a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have did. So go ahead.
Okay, so he's willing to. I told him, man, this one person I trust with my freedom right now in my life. I said they already know what to do and they're gonna handle their business. I said, but wife is cool and everything, but she's not for me in this area right here. This is scary to her. So I'm not gonna allow you to work with her like that because you'll run over her. No, I'm not trying to do that. I said, well, you just not getting over here. My folks put that pressure. She put that pressure on you. You know what they're gonna do to the other people. Well, thing stuck in my head. I said, my folks said they're not worrying about the DA. They're worrying about you. Well, you know what? I didn't know this was gonna turn into this. I said I didn't either. Shit, this shit turned into something I ain't never expect. It was a random pull down. Then he told
exactly.
He told me a couple of things, and then what he said was, he said them folks thought woo was there, and that one indicated they got everything fucked up. When he started talking, I started talking. I told him, listen. He said, we talking about the bond. I said, I don't care about number. I got to get a bond. I can get you everything you need. But right now, I need for you to work for my folks. I need you to work with her. He said, okay. So whatever you come to this council and put it all together, he willing to work with you. They can't work with both. He said, he gonna get on this bond, give me all bonds, but you got to stay on his ass or what's going on. I let him know that up front. I say, this is my cousin been getting on your ass now. I couldn't figure it out. He had to call her to find out who you were.
He called her. Ooh.
I'll just let you know. So yeah.
I said family, so I just said family.
I'm telling you,
a relative.
I'm telling you what it was. I'm telling you. I said, don't worry about it. He said, man, I didn't know I was coming out and talking about the what I told you they were trying to get me with. I said, man, we're not worrying about that. We're gonna worry about the truth right now. I said, they fucked up. You can't see? It's for real. And then when he said they thought such, I knew it then, right then. The sign's gonna keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying now, yeah, just go ahead and reach in, take that shit down in your mind. Let him know that. Tell him, welcome to the motherfucking family. I told him.
Yeah.
No, for real. I told him I got to stick with him to the end. I said I got to put that pressure on your ass. Let you see this shit ain't no joke. You know. But I told him, he said she don't know me. I said no, she know you because of me. I said y'all the same people. He like to cuss, she like to cuss. Ain't nothing strict to the point. She's strict to the point. So get what? Y'all get along just fine. If you
He's so illiterate. He's so they're ferocious.
What you say?
He's got to do what he's supposed to do. What he took on to do.
He's looking forward to meeting you. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He's looking forward to it. So we're working on these bonds. Cause he's like, well, damn, what with the bond? I said, man, you know how many bonds? He said, these 2 cases. No, sir. We got more cases. He getting the cases confused. He getting the shit. It is confusing. You
he need to work in his office? No.
I told you that.
This is why I know Sonya is not a real entrepreneur and she talks too much shit. Anybody who is like always looking for a damn job, she's always ready to go work for somebody. Nobody with an entrepreneurial mindset is trying to clock in someone's office like, oh, they should give me a job. I should go work in his office. What? Sis is always trying to jump into work somewhere, but steadily talking about there's a club for sale in Las Vegas. And what about the club that's for sale in Las Vegas? You don't have any money for it. You always trying to go get a job somewhere, over at the food consignment, over at the concession counter, over someone's law office. I mean, girl,
you
are
working his confused. He getting the shit. It is confusing.
Ridiculous.
Do he need to work in his office? No.
What person who is making their own money, entrepreneur, is talking about going to work in someone's office? Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just the mindset and just the, I should go work in his office. If he offered her a job, she'd have been over there. Okay. This is not someone who works for themselves. Sonya is ridiculous.
I told you that. I told you that.
You should go work for him. Go work for him.
I know you're swamped. He told me that. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, I said it to him on the thing. I said, "Is your caseload? Like, are you old? Like, you took on this case?"
You know what I'm saying? You looking for a job? Like, you're over there talking about Nesto's case in defense of which you're not paying the bill. His actual wife is. You're his fake cousin, and you're you're low key inquiring as to, do you need a secretary?
Is your caseload heavy? I asked him that.
But yeah, but he kind of said that, but he did say, I didn't know this was going to turn. I didn't ask for all this. I didn't know it was going to come out. And he kept saying, why they keep f***ing with you? I said, listen, don't worry about that. God got things set up for a reason. You got to pay attention to the roadmap. I'm paying attention to the roadmap.
He said, why do they keep fucking with you? And he says to the lawyer, don't worry about that.
Yeah, he's talking about, well, you know what, you get the bonds, waste of money. I said, let me tell you something. I ain't got that much time to be sitting in no jail. You forget how old I am. These niggas think they think I'm a little young. No, I'm not young. I'm an old nigga.
Mm-hmm. Old nigga.
Yeah, I'm an old nigga. So that's what that is. But that made my motherfucking day today. I'm just telling you, I was still mad yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, of course.
So what I'm saying to you, I said, don't worry about that. God gonna make sure everything gonna come together. We're gonna be good. Don't worry about that. Just make your game better. They talking about, I ain't flamboyant, I just strict. We're not worrying about none of that. I said, that's why I fired the other person. The nigga is flamboyant. I don't want to deal with that. I need strict
Mr. Flamboyant, we know who that is. Patterson, right?
to the point.
Well, he got to be a fighter. That's the thing.
Well, guess what? Let me tell you something. One thing I learned long time ago, I met this lady. I worked in her show and her business shop. She said I was dead. She said her soul was dead until I came. Sometimes it take motherfuckers to boost. I never understand what the fuck she was saying. But the older I got, sometimes the right person come around and
I
get
never understood what she was saying, but the oldest I got, now I understand. The oldest I got. The older you got, the older you be. I mean, I don't understand how he's this big age and cannot even string a little sentence together.
that damn boost, that goddamn big boost.
Right.
What I'm saying is that you gave me a big boost because that's what I always wanted. I always
You
want
gave me
somebody
a
to
big
understand
boost.
my lingo. All the
I
other
don't
shit,
understand my
that don't mean
lingo.
nothing. At the end of the day, when you f***ed up, you need somebody to represent that shit for real all the way around the board, not little pieces. So that ain't how my life designed. I never had a person who can do everything. You kind of understand what I'm saying? And you're the same person. You're the same person too. Cause that's why you act the way you act. You ain't had nobody can do every fucking thing, and can really represent you the way you want the shit done. You ain't never had that. If you would, you want to be the person you are today. Now, am I wrong? Okay. Okay. So that's the best way I can explain. I was gonna call you back last night and let you know, hey, it's gonna be all right. Shit, we got each other. We straight. But that's your need. Yeah, you got somebody to fight with when we get old and shit. Motherfucking nurses ain't taking care of us and shit. Like, they letting that lay in the bed with pee and shit all. Guess what? Motherfuckers gonna speak on that shit. Well, if you ain't got nobody to speak on that shit, you gonna drown in your own goddamn pee.
What he being?
I'm just telling you the truth.
He's so
It's real shit.
disgusting.
It's real shit I'm talking about right now. Cause I done seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. So guess what? So I'm just looking at what it is. And you say they trying to make me out of something that I ain't, but that's what I ain't worrying about that. That's your job. You gotta be able to conversate. He ain't got nobody to conversate back and forth to judge his brain on how he gonna go.
Oh, okay.
He talking about the DA. He's
Ain't
a
nobody to
whatever. I said,
conversate
man,
on
listen,
how it's
man,
gonna go.
who gives a fuck about that? You need to goddamn stay on your grind. And when I figured it out, he needs somebody to juggle him.
He gotta prove it. He could say all kind of stuff. No, you can't get intimidated by what the man say. And then too,
What it is?
he can't be a type of attorney that believes what's coming out the DA because the DAs are more crooked than criminals.
Let's see, but here's the problem.
All they care is about a win at all costs. They don't give a shit about the truth.
You're right, but that's what he said. He told me the truth. This is the case I never had before. I never had nothing like this before. He always had those win cases. You see what I'm saying? This right here, you got to prove this shit here. That's a lot of work.
So they have to prove, right? They have to prove what they're talking about.
No, but you got.
And they can sit there, and the beauty of it is the co-defendant can't stand because her criminal record is worse than yours. So that's why they had a law. They be like, she could say this, that, and the other. Okay, yeah, but
he don't know that. He don't know that.
How? Is he a criminal attorney?
Yeah, but he ain't got to that far yet. That's why he got to sit down. That's why I tell him that you're at a loss. I told him I'm telling you straight up. I told him straight up.
Is he gonna meet with me on Wednesday?
Yeah, you got to put it together.
Okay.
You start prepping it right then.
Okay.
I said, I got to be out, man. I can't fight my shit if I ain't out. The shit you asked me for. He's like, well, you can get this and get that. I said, bro, I'm not trying to do none of that on this.
Who wants to sit in jail, period? That's the thing. You're not trying to eat, sleep, and be in that bitch. Like, it's inhuman conditions. So who is trying to be in jail?
Yeah.
And the case could take a year to fight, especially if you take it to trial. It could take a year.
Yeah, that's right.
Or better. So who the hell is trying to sit in jail? County, no less.
But he got to really concentrate on those bonds. What I didn't get a bond for when I went, he got to concentrate on that shit for real. That's what I told him. You got to concentrate.
He has to be prepared when he goes to court. By just the example of what the prosecutor is saying when he's going in court, and the things that he said. Oh, well, he said he's going to run because we got it on tape.
Well, a bail hearing is not for that. It's not to try the case. It's to find out, is he qualified for bail? That's it. Do you meet the requirements for bail? What are the risks of the bail? The ADA can say whatever they want about the charges. He has charges. It's not to litigate the validity of the charges. That's not a bail hearing. She's so fucking stupid, and she keeps saying these things like, oh, I object. Now, Bimal Chopra did say, we saw it on October 31st. We just watched it. If you're just now coming in, slide back. He said, well, Your Honor, I don't have any evidence of any of the allegations that you're putting ahead of me. Okay, fine. Judge Manning doesn't really care about that. That's not her job on them Fulton County streets. Her job is to make a determination. Does this particular defendant, this inmate, qualify for a bond? If so, what are the risks? And based on those risks, here is the bond. That's it. She's not litigating. She's not hearing. She's not nothing about the evidence. She wants to know about their past history and the current charges as it pertains to the risk, not the validity, not anything like that. That's not her job. That's not her job.
Okay, so that's when he should interject it and say it. So he has to be ready to speak on everything that the prosecutor says. Don't just let it go.
That's what he got you for. So bring your paperwork.
He can't let it go. He has to speak on it. What did you say you heard? Did you bring it? Well, then it's inadmissible. Don't speak on something if you didn't bring the evidence to produce. You could sit there and say this man said he shot up a mall 3 days ago.
She acts like it's a damn trial. Well, you know what? If someone said this man shot up the mall 3 days ago, I bet you they have a warrant, they have an arrest warrant, and they have a narrative that depicts an event that happened where this person was at the scene, where there was that particular action happened. Like Sonya's dialogue is always so inflammatory, and she tries to come up with all of this like, well, they didn't do this and they didn't do that and da da blah da da. It's like, girl, shut up. All the things that Jonathan Salmon said can be backed up to a certain degree. We don't know the evidence. He's going to know the evidence very soon. Someone asked, when's the next court date? December 8th. I think I posted that on my community wall. The last, hold on a second. When is it? Is it the 18th? Let me look at my calendar. December 18th at 9:30. December 18th at 9:30. Okay. So the last one, November 7th, got canceled. Judge Dunaway wasn't there. Then they went to court in October. And they needed to schedule more time. And the more time was November 7th. And then everybody went and showed up and did nothing happen. Okay. It's December 18th, the week before Christmas. Guess who's getting to spend another lonely Christmas in jail?
So, but do you have the proof of that? You don't bring up stuff you don't have the proof of. Did you bring the recordings? Because it takes 2 seconds to hear it.
That's true. That's true.
It takes 2 seconds. So if you're going to speak on it, you need to bring it.
That's true.
Inadmissible. He should have objected. As soon as that man said that, he should have objected. Did he bring these recordings? Then why are we believing him? You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it unless you brought the evidence.
Why are we believing them? Because the state has you in custody. The state has you in custody, and they say they have phone calls that they've heard him talking to some slore down in Florida that they think that he's going to flee justice to go and be with because he's extra hot and horny and talks to her more than he talks to his wife. Okay. And his wife, who has a coin, they're not sure what she's going to do because she doesn't talk very much. And she has a lot of resources. Either she has resources that the slore that they think he's talking to on the phone may or may not have, but damn it, they think he's got resources and they know he's of a certain age and probably don't want to spend the time that he's getting ready to get. Okay.
And we're not even here for that.
They said they got
And
jail
who's
calls.
running?
If they can run Diddy's calls, like Sonya, stop trying to, like, obviously Diddy's calls are different, but not. If Diddy can get in trouble for using someone else's pen, if they can sit and listen to Diddy's calls and say Diddy's doing this and Diddy's doing that and blah and all the things, they can run Nesto. They can play calls from YSL. Everybody's jail calls can get it, okay? Everybody.
On some shit that's not even looking at like on these charges, they're not even 5-year charges. So what are we talking about? Who's running on that? That's not even something a person would run on. No one's fleeing for that.
He's thinking to himself, well, I will.
Hey, I feel much better today. But
I'm glad you do.
Yeah, he's looking forward to hearing from you. Yeah.
Remove the
Yeah.
Remove the review. I ain't lying.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
I get it off. I'm gonna get it off.
Okay, you can take it off though.
I'm sure I can. I'm pretty sure I should be able to take it off.
Okay. I need the paper. I need the newspaper articles because the story changed 3 times.
Oh shit!
Huh?
Did it? Well, each what? Each what story? The articles or the news story?
Yeah. Both of them. I need every article they said. I need them articles so I can match them articles up. I need to match the articles so he could see the different story. He said, "Well, how they get this here? They're using the warrant, bro. All I can do is put it together. They're using the warrant to put those old warrants on what you're talking about."
He needs. Well, I have no problem assisting him on this. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
Whatever it takes.
But this what I'm gonna say. Sometimes he just admitted he overwhelmed. I looked at his eye. The man's eye looked about to pop out his head. Never seen a man look tired like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is, you're a great judge of character. Once you sit down and y'all talk, you're gonna see what the missing piece was, and that's it. It's just he needs some fire. He got everything else. He got everything. Trust me, he got everything else. He just gotta have that fire sometimes, because this shit is confusing. My shit is all over the fucking place.
Of course.
For real. I could be going to the gas chamber and be totally innocent and get killed.
Oh, I know. I used to work for the Innocence Project. I used to do that in Ohio.
She didn't work for no Innocence Project in Ohio. She did not. I don't believe it.
Innocence Project.
Damn.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, I don't believe it.
Legal.
No, I'm never going to dispute it. She's a fucking liar. It's like, oh, Magic Man. Oh yeah, I used to work for the carnival and the circus. I mean, he could say anything. Oh, well, I used to do this. And Sonya is a whole damn imposter chick. Anything that he wants or needs, baby, she got the experience. Oh, I did this, I did that. I'm here, I'm there. She's such a fucking pick me. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's much funny. I mean, little shit.
Since when did you work for an Innocence Project? And since when are they hiring you? You weren't wrongly convicted. Why would they hire you? You worked for that lawyer guy. You went, girl, she's lying. She's just lying. I don't know how and what their hiring practices are, but I feel like there's more people better deserving of the opportunity to work in a Innocence Project, some sort of non-legal nonprofit than a Hellraiser, city girl, old Miami than her. I don't see her being selected for that type of a job working in a legal nonprofit when you were over there working with the law, with the not law-abiding attorneys that you worked for, the suspect lawyers.
Yeah, I understand.
Big shit, little shit. When you're in your 20s, you know, no guidance. My parents didn't raise me as an adult. They just raised me as a kid.
This thing that she said, hold on, because
But
I
you have
talked
to raise.
over.
They used to do that in
For
Ohio. For the Innocence Project.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Wow.
I did a lot of stuff legal and illegal.
She did a lot of stuff legal and illegal. Like that's really cute.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. I mean, you know, little shit.
Yeah, I understand.
Big shit, little shit. When you're in your 20s, you know, no guidance. My parents didn't raise me as an adult. They just raised me as a kid. But you have to raise kids once in their 20s. I see that looking back on my life. But go ahead. But I did work in the Innocence Program in Ohio. Ohio's Innocence Program.
When you send him an email today, I know you are, just let him know that you're going to be there to help him win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Ohio Innocence Project, at Cincinnati Law, okay, they provide internships and volunteer opportunities for law students. Let's see. Ohio Innocence Project. Let's see who works there. Let's see who they hire. She was never a law student, was she? No. Girl.
Everything else is lovely. Everything else.
Well, you know, once you go and once he files discovery and they have to put out everything, my whole thing is, which I hope he doesn't try, the prosecutors try to do a continuance on the 23rd because he doesn't have.
I thought about
because he knows once he goes through with that preliminary hearing, he has to produce his evidence. And right now, I don't think he got it.
No, that case ain't got nothing to do with them hard cases.
I'm saying, period, on any of this shit. I don't think he has hard evidence because one, he didn't indict on any of the other ones. These other cases that you are indicted on, she's not a co-defendant. All the cases, because she's not indicted on anything.
Yeah,
so everything that you and her have together, there's no indictment.
Right.
So if there's, and all these other stuff, these are just the stuff that is just, you know, from 2018 and 2020, you know, November, July, June, cases. All the cases that they put on with you and her together happened in February 21 and 22.
Okay. Do me a favor and call my brother to tell him
2018 and 2020.
Hard cases.
I'm saying, period, on any of this shit. I don't think he has hard evidence because one, he didn't indict on any of the other ones. These other cases that you are indicted on, she's not a co-defendant. All the cases, because she's not indicted on anything.
Yeah,
so everything that you and her have together, there's no indictment.
Right.
So if there's, and all these other stuff, these are just the stuff that is just, you know, from 2018 and 2020, you know, November, July, June, cases. All the cases that they put on with you and her together happened in February 21 and 22.
Okay. Do me a favor and call my brother to tell him he has to answer the fucking phone today. He has to answer the phone today.
When you call?
Yeah. Just his phone rang. He has to answer the phone today. He has to make a way to answer the phone today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he probably, I don't feel like talking, or I'm busy, or I'm driving. See, I ain't trying to hear all that. And I can put my card in. He has to answer the phone today.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate that.
What time you gonna call?
I'm gonna call him around about 1 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock. He has to answer the phone today. Can't be shucking and jiving.
Okay, thank you. I'll tell him.
Yeah. So, yeah, you just continue what you're doing. I'm telling you, just continue doing what you're doing for your business.
He really thought that he scored something with this girl because he's so stupid, and he just has kind of a low key hate for Shirley. And because Shirley really just didn't want to get her hands dirty and didn't really want any part of what he had going on, he thinks he really scored with a shit talking, running your mouth, middle-aged chick who has nothing better to do but go run to the jail to go see him. He thought he really scored with this chick. And like we've seen it over this time. Not to say he would have gotten out any other way, because it just doesn't seem like it would have happened based on all the things that he had going on. But the bottom line is that she definitely didn't do him any favors. And she's definitely not going to do him any favors with what will be played. When they play his jail calls, you think they're going to, I mean, I don't know that they're going to play like the salacious, oh, Nesto was talking to Sonya. But when there were times that he sat up there and talked to Sylvia, which he would never have known had it not been for Sonya, when he and Sonya were talking about getting in touch with people, or when he has all but made a confession to certain things and put himself in the place, and just all of the things that he has randomly said that can be taken as admissions, he's going to really regret running his mouth to this woman.
All that stay on point. I promise you, I done seen it. Everybody told me I was a private, but fuck it. If that's what it is, hey, I had to believe that, but it is what it is. I told you. What the fuck you laughing at? What the fuck you laughing at?
I'm taking down.
Like, I'm a motherfucking gangster. I mean, I don't see them like, oh, you know, I don't know what they'll play, but I think that's the trend now, to play videos, calls, because the world we live in, people love a good receipt. And they will definitely be playing things, but it's going to be on him running his mouth. It won't, I mean, there's so much to choose from. I don't know where they'll start.
I'm taking down the review.
Oh. Yeah, but
Did he call himself a prophet?
I give him.
I didn't hear that, but it wouldn't surprise me, girl.
Okay, thank you. I'll tell him.
Yeah. So, yeah, you just continue what you're doing. I'm telling you, just continue doing what you're doing for your business. All that, stay on point. I promise you, I done seen it. Everybody told me I was a private, but fuck it. If that's what it is.
He said, "Every time I'm a prophet." Girl, he didn't call himself a prophet. He said that everybody keeps telling him, everybody has told him he's a prophet.
I had to believe that, but it is what it is. I told you. What the fuck you laughing at? What the fuck you laughing at?
I'm taking down the review.
Oh. Yeah, but
taking down the review.
I told you.
I give him 5 stars and leave it at that.
Oh, okay.
That laugh,
I didn't put
that
no comment.
cackling hen laugh.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm done. It's done. Go ahead.
Girl, that cackle, that keeks and cackles.
That shit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Awful.
So what I'm finna say is, I told you, I first got locked up when you found me. I told you it was a blessing. You didn't have no clue what I was saying.
Blessing and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't look.
Well, you said that when we met.
Shut up.
You said you was gonna be my blessing.
I told you that.
Shut up, ma'am.
I said it. I said
You
it.
said on the blessing. I said, "Oh, you my blessing."
And I
never know.
That's right.
And I was like,
I say blessing, you say curse.
Mm-hmm.
Blessing, curse.
Yeah,
blessing.
So what I'm
She's a blessing and a curse.
Why do you think I come to see your spot? I know you weren't just talking, blow, give me a smoke on my ass. I knew that. I couldn't make no fool anywhere. I wanted to park at your spot.
I wanted to park at your spot.
And
I wanted to park at your spot.
So
I could have parked anywhere, but I came to park at your spot.
I got a vision of what you're talking to me about. And you ain't just talking. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anytime you talk to me, I can relate to you. It's an ongoing project. I'm just happy that I got some motion going on, and
I'm just happy I got motion going on.
It's a challenge for him.
I appreciate him coming to see you. That is good.
Yeah,
if it did what?
Why? I mean, you're not paying for it. Shirley's paying for it.
If it did what it was supposed to do, I'm glad it worked.
Yeah, because you did what you're supposed to do. You did whatever God gave you that challenge to do. You working. He put you to them fire and desire to get where you need to get to. Your backhand got your front hand on fire. I can go anywhere in the world with you. I'm straight.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say it last night, but I had to get my confirmation. But I got the confirmation on fire right now. It's the truth. I go anywhere in the world with you. Be straight, fuck up, and sit back and relax. You made a comment. Oh, I want to get in your pants. I shouldn't be talking to you like that. Hey, man, listen. This is 2022. This ain't 1975.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Ain't nobody
but yeah, well,
I understand what's going on, but I told you straight up. I said my other folks ain't cut like that. You're like, I don't understand because you're looking at something that you ain't.
But you know what I was thinking? No, listen, rewind on that. If that was her daughter, she'd bring it. She'd find it. That's my point. Because I know how I fight for my kids.
Let me tell
you. So the fight isn't everybody. It's just who gonna bring it out of you.
I done seen that. It ain't strong enough. I done seen that too. I done seen all that. Yeah. I know.
I know. Trisha. Oh, yeah, Trisha. Yeah, well.
Let me make it laugh. So I know when I talk to my folks later on, they be like, "Oh, what?" I don't talk, and they just talking no more. See, sometimes people they be scared. We don't know what the other hand gonna do. You understand what I'm saying? And you leave a what called wandering hand, just like when you be dealing with low. He don't know where you're going. He know where he think you're going, but he don't know where you're really going. So that part is scary. No, that's scary.
He did his due diligence. That's what he always do about people. He went and he go find out what all he need to find out about a person. So there's nothing bad about me. He could find out. Right. My face is real clean in Florida. So.
Right. Well.
I only make people money. I don't do anything, as far as,
But that ain't what
I've never. Well, I'm just saying he does his homework because he told me when he fucks with.
Sonya is so defensive. Sonya on some scammery. Sonya was like, no. I only make people money. Okay, he wasn't saying that, but since you want to, you must have a little guilty conscience
find out about
there.
A person. So there's nothing bad about me. He could.
Think you're going, but he don't know where you really
My
going.
face clean in Florida. My face is clean in Florida.
He did his due diligence. That's what he always do about people. He went and he go find out what all he need to find out about a person. So there's nothing bad about me. He could find out. Right. My face is real clean in Florida. So.
Right. Well.
I only make people money. I don't do anything, as far as,
But that ain't what
I've never. Well, I'm just saying he does his homework because he told me.
Could you shut up? He's not even talking about that. It's like she just can't stop over talking.
He fucks with people. He do his homework.
Okay, do you remember that? Absolutely. She didn't even know what the Innocence Project was. But I think Sylvia said something like, "Hey, did you contact?" No, it wasn't. Was it the Innocence Project or was it the ACLU? I think it was the ACLU. She didn't know what that was. Okay. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she said that too. It wouldn't surprise me. But I remember Sylvia asking her something about, have you contact the ACLU or something like that, and she's like, "What is that?"
Okay.
He got to find somebody. I'm like, oh, yes, she's saying that. Like,
you know what?
He can't help but to have that conversation with me. And I'll be just sitting there like, just too comfortable.
That man ain't smarter than you. I don't give a damn what you say.
He's not. No, he's not. Because he's only been, he sat, when he was in prison, he sat up under Steve Madden and a couple of, he learned some stuff on that end, he said. He
right.
when he went to jail, he said, I went to school. I want to learn.
I get that.
So, but he's still a country, slow Miami too. On top of that,
You say I'm country. You say I'm country. You say I'm country.
You're not from Miami, but you are country.
Okay, country folks is slow. That's what you say.
No. That country don't mean you slow.
Oh, okay.
Country just means your mannerism is country.
Oh.
Down here, they're slow on some other shit, and it's mainly because of education down here, and a lot of they folks is from the island, and they're not the mentality, and it's just sheltered.
You know what I'm really upset about? I'm supposed to be out there right now. Jose feeding the homeless. I'm used to doing all that.
He said he's supposed to be out there with Hosea feed the homeless, with Portia and them, giving out turkeys. I doubt it.
Oh yeah, because it's Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, I'm used to doing all that. I know some people don't believe in that. No, that's fine, but sometimes you got to give your hand where your hand is. You can't just eat all the time. You can let somebody else eat too. But that's what I like. I like giving stuff like that. I like that type of shit because you're gonna get it back anyway. You're gonna always get back what you get out. So it's just like you. Shoot, whatever you put into me right now, hey, it's a total blessing for me. I don't give a damn what nobody else don't think. I know what's good for me. So you're the angels of me. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Sometimes I don't agree with everything you say, but your tactics might be a little bit better. Straight up.
You don't agree with everything I say? What's that about?
No, you don't agree with everything I say anyway.
You're not supposed to, but go ahead.
Okay.
We're not supposed to.
That's right. But you got to look at, hey, look here. These folk here going to be two ways. You got to look at their experience and your experience and what we're dealing with right now. Well, at the time, your experience worked. Did I agree with it? Yeah, 50%. But your 50% beat my other 50% that I didn't agree with. So I didn't challenge it. I just let it flow. Sometimes you got to take a chance. I took a chance. You wouldn't do what you did. It worked. So right now, I know I'm coming home. That's why I asked you. I say, you didn't come home? Don't fluff me now. Don't give me no angel fluff. No. Like a grandmama. No, I think you're coming home, baby. Yeah.
He's so annoying. I'm sorry. I just cannot wait for December 18th and to get some real dates on the calendar and get this going, because this damn thing has gone on way too long. He's just ridiculous. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of waiting.
Yeah. That's how you do right. I appreciate that. I feel that today.
Do you feel that today?
Yeah, I feel that today.
You feel that today? You feel
I'm good. Just
today.
Respond, let them know, share. I'm glad to be a part of your team, champ.
He keeps trying to run this group effort type thing, this kind of one band, one sound type thing. And it's like, you just running down the money on your retainer. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep running your retainer down.
I ain't got to tell you how you do your thing. You got to show repair for the world. I don't understand how I got to keep you motivated because you got a lot to offer, boy. You can work any motherfucking where. Anywhere. Yeah.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Well, you're going to enjoy your day, and I'll check back with you.
Coming tonight.
Yeah.
You coming tonight?
Yeah. Did you meet your boy last night?
No, I got in the house at 9 o'clock, and I took my ass to bed.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to go tonight. I think I'm going to go tonight. You know how I do. It's not that important, so I don't put all that effort in. I'm just happy to just be in my bed. Just call me tonight around 8-ish.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Shit getting better.
And we hope so.
And you did find some great information there. They filed, but guess what? It got knocked off.
Well, you gotta follow it up. I'll let them know. But,
Okay, I sure appreciate it. Yeah. You can text to as well. You can text to y'all. He for me, go ahead on text. Don't answer that shit back.
Oh my God.
He gonna give you a thumbs up or he gonna give you a smiley face. He gonna give you one of them two right there. Yeah.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
He gonna give you thumbs up or smiley face. Why did he feel like the need to bother that man? Yet 2 years later, a mess. Did you meet your boy last night? You know, like these two are weird, very strange. Okay, guys, I do have a visit. Um, it's going to let's meet back at, let's say, 4:15, and we'll do it then at 4:15. I'll set up a live for like 2 hours because I got to go get my kid and get back in the house, and we'll do that before the evening sets in because your girl has to cook dinner. Anyway, I'm so glad you guys joined me for lunch. This was fun. I'm glad we got to talk some Nesto. You guys, I didn't even realize, I guess it was on my calendar. I know it needed to be. Hold on a second. Let me look at my calendar real quick. But Susan Lawrence is in the process of being sentenced. The Karen who shot AJ Owens through the locked door. I'm just now noticing that is actually on, and I was like, wait a second, well, how am I missing this? Because I know it was on my calendar. Let me go back up. I'm like, how did I miss this? It Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Because the date got changed. Maybe I didn't update the latest date. I don't know. Somehow I missed it. But it's happening now. Ma'am who shot through the locked door. Um, let me see. They're getting through witness statements right now, or victim impact statements. And it's getting close. We'll probably get to right when, I mean, I'm going to be real honest. The most important thing I really do want to see is, I just want to know what she's going to get. We know that she's probably had a profound impact on the family, no doubt. Um, so that is not a mystery. That's not going to fall. Like, that's not a surprise. So they've got some positive statements going on right now. I hope this doesn't go on for long. What time is it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait till the sentencing. I'm sure she's gonna get something good. Whatever she gets, she's gonna deserve it. It's this lady right here, Susan. Susan Lawrence. She was found guilty of killing AJ Owens, a neighbor. There were some neighborhood disputes. AJ was a single mom of 4. And she accused one of the she was battling with all the neighborhood kids. She was a menace. And she told the kids to tell their mom to come see her. When mom came home, mom went to go knock on her door. Mom kind of bammed on the door, and she got scared because she was sitting up there talking all kinds of mess, and she went and picked up her gun and shot through the door and killed a single mom of 4 children. Her neighbor, her literal neighbor. Um, and yeah, I don't know where they're at. They're giving, so they did just have the victim impact statements. Um, and the mother of the victim spoke. And right now there's some like positive statements being delivered by her friends and family. We can listen to a little bit. Hopefully they're going to get to it. But you guys remember the judge, the really nice judge. He has some, you know who I'm talking about? Okay, let me show you. This guy. The super nice judge. She was very sweet. We watched her trial. It's on it was maybe like about a 4-day trial. It's here on this channel if you want to watch it, get familiar with it. But she despicable woman. This is the family. I think that's the mother of AJ at the podium speaking on behalf of her daughter. Um there's Susan, and then now they're calling a few people to give some words about about Susan. Let's see. Susan is going to be remanded into the Florida prison system today, I would imagine.
Being face clerk. Thank you.
Look at that haircut, baby.
I do.
Have a seat, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Please tell us your full name.
Shannon Lynn Harris.
And what do you do for a living, Ms. Harris?
I am a pastor. I have been for the last 10 years.
A pastor where?
I pastor Anthony United Methodist Church and also Shiloh United Methodist Church up in Micanopy.
And how long have you known Susan Lawrence?
I met Susan when I started at Anthony United Methodist Church in July of 2022.
How would you describe Susan?
Kind, loving. Several years ago, but that would have been 2023. My husband was in the hospital in Tampa. My mother-in-law was in Advent Hospital. My sister-in-law was in Gainesville. My brother-in-law and I were trying to take care of everybody. And
She
all
has a
of the family
story
except for
planned to
me
tell. Okay. She has a whole scenario.
got COVID. So things were difficult when we brought them home, and Susan brought over a large thing of lasagna, some salads.
Okay, but she brought a whole loaded gun to her front door. She may have brought a lasagna for you, but she brought a loaded gun to the front door to settle a neighborhood dispute. Okay.
She
Nobody
said,
cares
if you
about the
need
lasagna.
anything, if you need to just talk, if you need to vent, I'm here.
Was Susan a constant supporting force for you during that difficult time?
Absolutely, yes. It was a very difficult time. My husband's cancer had metastasized, and it's sometimes very difficult. Being the pastor, you don't necessarily get taken care of all the time in the ways that Sue helped to take care of me.
Besides providing food and things of substance for you all to eat and drink, did she provide emotional support for you when your husband was dying?
Yes.
In what way?
Yes, she absolutely. She would let me know that she was praying for me. On Sundays, she would make sure that I got an extra big hug. She would ask how my week
Girl,
was.
would you
She
stop
was
playing with these
always
people?
concerned with, was I doing okay? And reminding me that I needed to take care of me if I was going to take care of others as well.
Did Susan make this very difficult time in your life just a little bit better?
Yes, absolutely, because she was such a calm presence.
Have you seen her interact with her sister, Ellen?
Yes.
What kind of sister is she to Ellen?
Oh, she was fantastic. Ellen faced a lot of health challenges, and Susan was always there to help her, to encourage her, to lift her up in some pretty trying times.
Does Ellen have a son?
Yes.
Does Ellen's son have some issues, if you will?
Yes, he does.
And did Susan help Ellen in taking care of her son, that being Ellen's son?
Yes.
In what way?
Well, the first.
I mean, the fact none of these people were at the trial, and where were these people? Like, what I would want to know is where were you when I don't know that this lady's a yeah, Susan might definitely be a racist. Susan is just a bothered old lady who's living she wants to live like she lives out on the prairie by herself, and that's what she should have done. Susan wants to live like, there's always going to be a neighbor who's always bothered. I mean, that's every neighborhood, right? Everyone's got a bothered ass neighbor. And if that's the case, go live somewhere else. Don't live in a neighborhood that's either dense or don't be dense, right? This is my thing. Where were you when Susan was distressed and bothered by things that were out of her control? As a pastor, where were you? She's bringing you lasagna, but where were you when she was so crazed by children in her neighborhood that she could not muster decency and invites trouble by terrorizing people's kids and then shoots through a locked door. Where were you? I've never heard a pastor sit and talk about how much has been done for them. What did you when did you go call on her? When did you know that there was a problem? Did you provide her any support? Because it seems like she was at that trial all by herself. Now all of a sudden people want to come out the woodwork to talk about that she's a good person, but there wasn't nobody there at the trial. All we heard from the whole neighborhood, and they were like, Susan this, Susan that. She was always yelling at the kids. She was so bothered. Where were you in this lasagna story? Okay. We've never heard from you before, Pastor. And where were you to support her when she needed support? So she wasn't going to be doing stupid stuff like shooting through doors and killing single mothers and having children be hurt. Okay. Look at this face. Oh, my Lord.
Of sorts, I guess. And once you broke through that and you gained her trust, then she would be more open. But it took a little bit to get through.
How do you get up every day and have yellow and gray mouth? That's what I want to know. Like, does it ever like dawn that my teeth are gray?
Have you ever seen Susan be in a dangerous situation or a stressful situation?
No.
I know gingivitis and periodontal disease and all those things are real, but damn it.
Yes.
That'd be time to get some damn crowns, some dentures, or what's the other stuff called? Veneers?
With our drive-through dinner church, which is a one Saturday night a month. We serve dinner to the community. It's a free dinner. And Susan would frequently help out with making desserts for that. She would
Girl, that's not going to get her off from killing somebody.
Come to help us set up. She would help to serve.
I'm going to be honest. I already knew I didn't want to watch this because you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get to the good part. I want to hear what the sentence is. Ma'am, the state is pushing for the maximum sentence, which let's see what it is. Let me see. Where am I? The family asked for okay, let's see. Let me see what it says here. It says the family of AJ Owens. This is AJ Owens right here. This is Miss AJ Ajika Owens right here. This was Susan. The family of Ajika Owens, Marion County woman, was fatally shot by her neighbor in 2003. It was called has called for the maximum sentence for Susan Lawrence, as previously reported. What? I'm on Bossip. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's go back to. Am I here? Okay. Let's go back here.
She also made the treats for.
Let me find. I clicked on the wrong article. Let me find the one where they were talking about the possible maximum sentence.
If some of our elderly folks were having issues trying to figure out what insurance to get, Sue would sit down with them and help them navigate that difficult process. She's also.
And Susan, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Susan worked in the insurance industry, right?
Yes.
So she would help out those individuals when they had questions about what I should get, what kind of coverage
I think it was like 15 years or something. Let me see.
And I have a lot of, let's call them wise folks in the congregation that I serve that really had a difficult time navigating that.
And Susan helped.
She did. She would offer rides if they needed rides. We have several widows that if they needed rides to the doctor when they weren't feeling well. So yeah, she was always involved in something at the church.
Did Susan ever mention that she was having problems at home?
Yes.
And did she ask you to pray?
Yes.
In regard to her problems she was having at home?
She did, yes. And in particular, trying to find a place to move.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to share with us regarding Susan?
She just, how do I say this? I'm sorry, I get emotional. I truly am shocked by what happened. It sent shockwaves through the entire church because this is just not, she was there, I'm not sure exactly how many years.
She was there before your time.
She was there, yes, well before my time. And this is just not the person that we know. That's all I can say.
And you actually,
So Susan faces up to, the judge has the discretion up to 30 years in jail.
had counselors come to the church and speak to other individuals.
Yes, this was absolutely devastating. So we did bring a professional in to help people to kind of process as best as we could.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't have any further questions.
So you have any questions? No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, Ellen Lawrence.
Are we done? Can we get to the sentencing, please? You know what? I would not be surprised if the judge takes a break. Oh, that's one of the neighbors. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut this short because I don't have the stomach to watch all of this. I want the business. I think I would not be surprised if we recall from this trial, the judge takes, he'll probably take a little break to think about everything and then come back with his sentencing. So I'm sure he's had time to think about it because they did the whole pre-sentencing report and all of those things. So I'm going to, even if we don't watch it live, it's fine. I mean, ma'am is going to prison. That's what we know. The charges that she has are not going to be any kind of, she's not getting any, look, let me not say what she's not going to get, but the state is also pushing, the family is pushing for maximum sentence. And she shot through a locked door. She left 4 kids without their mother. And it's a mess. So we will see. If you guys want to watch, I'm gonna drop the link. Go head on over to Law and Crime. There's 4,200 people watching it right now. And I'll probably stay watching it, but I don't have, I need to make a couple of calls before I go pick up my kid. And we'll talk about it on the other side because I don't, she going to jail. That's the most important thing. And I hope that she has I hope the outcome meets the expectation of the family of the victim. That's my hope, is that the victim, the victims left behind, the children, the mother who have to pick up the pieces after this good for nothing, hypersensitive, weirdo ass neighbor, she gets her just deserving sentence. So anyway, I'm gonna leave that right there. I'll be back later. We'll do that visit if you guys are up for it. But yeah, I don't have the energy for this. Okay. We'll find out what she gets and we'll just talk about it then. But yeah, all these fake people showing up. This lady was at the trial. I remember her. She's one of the neighbors, but yeah, she gonna get somewhere. I think the judge is super fair. So I hope he gives her a nice stiff sentence because I do feel like he does need to let people know on this stand your ground, baby. No, which she wasn't on stand your ground anyway. She thought she was going to be on stand your ground till she shot through a locked door. That was stupid. But anyway, to let people know that, yeah, this is not going to fly. You're waiting for her sentence. It's coming. It's going to be happening soon. I just dropped the link so we can talk about it when I come back, but I got to get myself ready to go. I need to let these dogs out and then go get Farrah, and then I'll be back home. And then I'm sure, hopefully, they will have given the sentence and we can talk about it a little bit on the other side. Okay. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. Yeah, it's like, girl, it's that Karen hairdo. Okay. All right. I'm going to see you guys later. Have a good one. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay.